You've been running around, throwing that dirt all on my name. Cause you knew that I.
Hey, this is Irvin Griffin, and welcome to another edition of Grown Man Talk. You know, it's never cool to hear about a divorce or a separation, but this one's not that surprising, to tell you the truth. You see this picture here of Jeniffer Hudson and David Otunga. I'm reading the story from eonline.com. Jeniffer Hudson may not have her and the story's by Mike Volupo. Jeniffer Hudson may not have her fairy tale ending with David Otunga after all. The couple has broken up and ended their 10-year relationship. Quote, a rep for Jeniffer said this, quote, they have been in the process of ending their relationship for a number of months. Today, Jeniffer requested and received a protective order against her ex-fiancé. Jeniffer's actions are solely taken in the best interest of their son, unquote. Which, fiancé, I'm like, good grief. You've been in engagement for 10 years. Let me tell you ladies, and mainly you ladies, but even you dudes too. If a man or a woman, after you've been engaged, does not marry you within 2 years, something's up. Something is up. Y'all been together for 10. And let me say this, depending on what state, they might still be legally considered married. Depending on what state it is. Because in some states, if you married past 5 years, that's your common law husband or common law wife. But anyway, the story goes on to say, David's attorney would also release a separate statement to E! News. Quote, David Otunga has been trying to negotiate the terms of an amicable parenting agreement with Miss Hudson for several weeks now. However, when it became apparent that Miss Hudson that Mr. Otunga would be the parent granted residential care of the child as a result of Mr. Otunga being the child's primary caregiver, while Miss Hudson pursues her career all over the world, Miss Hudson decided to file a meritless pension of order of protection in an effort to gain unfair advantage in the custody dispute. As a result of Mr. Otunga's career in WWE, not that he was doing much anyway, but anyway, the quote goes on to say, Miss Hudson felt she could give an award-winning performance in court today to portray herself as a victim. Mr. Otunga has never abused or harassed Miss Hudson or their son, and it is unfortunate, especially in today's climate, and it gets cut off on the page that I was on, but basically, just based on what I've read there, you can find the whole story at eonline.com. Basically, what what he's describing here, I hate to say it, but David Otunga might be the victim here. Now, you know I'm not quick to take up for a man, or anything, or even the woman. I like to try to get facts. It's so far facts, or at least some indication. The fact is, you've been together for 10 years. Y'all been engaged for 10 years and have never officially gotten married. Something's up. Now, some might automatically say, oh, he getting cold feet. He don't want to get married. But how do you know it's David Otunga? It might be her. And from the sounds of it, it probably is, because she's the one that's got the bigger career. David Otunga, yeah, he's with WWE, but really, other than commentary, what has he done lately? He hasn't been in the ring in I don't know how long. The last time I even saw him on TV, really, outside of WWE, was a couple spots on Steve Harvey's show, tried to show him how to work out, which, hey, that's one thing I will take tips from him on. David Otunga, I mean. Hey, you ever seen the man? The man's very well built. Would I take workout advice from him? You betcha. Not that Steve, I think, would listen, but I don't want to get on Steve Harvey here. But that's the last real time I've seen him. And unless Miss Hudson can produce evidence that he's somehow a danger to her and their son, this sounds like BS. Especially if David Otunga can prove that I have, in fact, been the one taking care of our son while she's been on the road. To me, it's a case of he said, she said, and one of them's going to have to produce evidence of their case. me personally, you know, if David Otunga has shown to be some kind of danger to her and her son, hey, I don't fault Miss Hudson for going for order of protection. But it sounds more like to me, Miss Hudson's full of it. Now, I could be wrong on this. I could be wrong. But it sounds like to me, she's just trying to play games. Especially with the child in the middle. And that's never good. That's never good. You should always put the child's interest first. And if David has been, Mr. Otunga, I should say, I'm talking like I know the guy. Mr. Otunga, if he is the one that's been with the kid the majority of the time, he should be the one to take care of the kid. But, you know, the court system can be real funny, especially towards fathers. So we'll see how this plays out. It's unfortunate they broke up, but I hope they put aside these games for the sake of that little boy. Anyway, I'm Irvin Griffin for Grown Man Talk. I am out.
Baby, you just hit the thought of me with someone new. Yeah, you just want attention.